Welcome to the Political Refs with Justin Criddle, Dan Snell, and Jesse Hall. Blowing the whistle on Washington, D.C. Hello again and welcome to the Political Refs. I'm Dan Snell. We have Justin Criddle and Jesse Hall. We bring you topics that, as basketball officials, we blow the whistle on Washington, D.C. and leaders on topics or behavior or things, whether it's a foul, we'll call a foul, we'll call a violation, we'll call it sportsmanlike conduct. So this week, we all have to referee basketball games within a couple hours. So we're going to go fast, and we're going to start right off. Let's get to it. Jesse Hall, you lead us off.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. I want to talk about Trump pardon of the January 6th, 2021. And either one of you guys can go ahead and start it, and I'll just chime right in.
President Trump's pardon of the J6ers made a lot of news this week. You know, it's funny. I had an analogy. I do some radio interviews on politics, and I use an analogy of whitewater rafting. If you've ever done that, you're on the river and everything looks beautiful, and then here comes here comes the rapids with the rocks and everything, and that's kind of what happens. Donald Trump did a lot of great things, but to me, this was some rapids. And the J6. Here's my take on it. This is on the scores book for him. He's got some players that I think that he should maybe not have on his roster, because here's my thought. When you assault a police officer, they're like a referee. When you assault a police officer, those people that assaulted police officers should face jail time. And that's my thought. To me, he's got bad roster, and I think they're ineligible. They're ineligible in my book to play in the game.
Yeah. What I got is basically a similar situation. So in the game of basketball, a lot of times we will try to manage the game based on the outcome of the play, right? If you have a 50-50 call and it doesn't affect the outcome, you probably let it go. You don't want to penalize a player and stick them with an early foul or something that would cause an advantage late in the game. But if someone gets, grazed on the arm and they missed the layup, you say, man, would they have missed that without the foul, right? And so for this one, I'm calling the same thing. I have a foul potentially, but some of them have to be let go, and then others have to be called. So for this situation, I have a foul, a personal foul on all the violent offenders on J6. They have to be penalized. We have to call the foul. We have to enforce the penalty or the punishment of the foul. As far as the non-violent J6ers, I think that it's fair to pardon them and not wrap them up in the entirety of the group. But anyone who did foul a police officer or a political figure, you got to be punished. You have to be reprimanded. I don't think that they should be pardoned.
Hi, Justin. Thank you very much. My take real quick is it's kind of like being in a basketball game and all of a sudden things happen on the court and then the entire team clears their bench. We wind up having to throw every last one of those individuals because that's a complete no-no. Therefore, because of the situation, to allow over 1,000 individuals a pardon is just total injustice to me, because I think that if those individuals were African-American or Hispanic, not one of them would have been pardoned. That's just my own personal take. So I take it very personal when we take exceptions to the rules when the entire team broke the rule.
Yeah, great. And just so we share everybody, because we want to keep this fast paced, Jesse, just like we have a shot clock in basketball, in college, and in the NBA, and now in high school in many states across country, Jesse's our shot clock keeper. And that's why he said, okay, Justin, so we're going to move fast. So we're going to move to our, so we I think we solved the J6ers, some questions there. Justin, you want to go to another topic?
Yeah, let's run to the Elon Musk hand gesture. All right, the hand gesture, which, looked a lot like, right, a Nazi salute. But here's what you got. So at the beginning of our season, a lot of our signers had talked to us about in different meetings cracking down on the celebration on the 3-point shot. So the 3-point shot, a lot of times people are doing different hand gestures that may look like they're shooting a weapon, or they're lifting up their shirt as if they're, carrying a weapon. So you have to crack down on that. Do I think that he was committing a Nazi sign or giving a deliberate Nazi sign? No, I don't. And it's a lot of different politicians caught with that kind of gesture. But it doesn't matter whether it was intentional or not. We have to stop the game. Give Elon Musk a warning to be more aware. Surely you have to be aware of what you're doing and what you're imitating. So we got a violation, warning towards Elon Musk's sportsmanlike behavior, not over celebrating. What you guys got on that?
Yeah, I think by the rule book, and it's funny because I've had that in some recent games where people will make 3-point plays and they do that. 20 years from now, that would just be like an Old West, shooting up the town celebration. But today, it's a no-no. It's a technical. But I think Elon Musk, he's really a rookie. He's a freshman. So I think he also, and I'll give him a little grace because you guys know I have a little ADD. I live on ADD Avenue, and he is on the spectrum. I'm told that he has Asperger's or whatever, and that he's very enthusiastic. He's new to the arena, so he got excited, and somebody captured a picture that looked like in that moment. But was it or was it not? I don't know. But I'm gonna give him grace. But I definitely think we need to tell him, hey, you do that again, and that's a T. And so there we go, Jesse.
Well, you know me, they call me Mr. T.
Yeah, you are. You're quick to give a T.
I just think that, hey, once you get to the point of just going out of bounds, so to speak, whether it be, being excited because you made a 3-pointer. I mean, to me, I compare that to a guy a person making a 3-point shot, and 6 of his teammates jump up and they are 5 feet out on the court. And now we can either ignore it, or we can say, hey guys, wait a minute, that's a technical foul. And just by rule, we could give 5 if we wanted to, but only just hand out the 1 technical foul and then move on.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and just like people listening to this, there's going to be some people that they love Elon Musk. Nothing he does is wrong. Absolutely. But I think to the common man, you've got we always talk about, we got 15% on the far left, 50% on the far right, the 70% in the middle think, hey, that was questionable. And that's why we brought it up here on the Political Refs. And by the way, be sure and like, subscribe, follow. And if you're enjoying this at all, which we hope you are, share it. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, share it out there with people. And so we keep growing here and bringing you great weekly fun and topics and tying in basketball and politics as we blow the whistle on Washington, D.C. and the leadership in America. Okay, hey, how about for a next topic? One of the things I guess we could talk about, since we're our last show was prior to the inauguration. We had the inauguration. President Trump spoke. One of the things that he did that was unusual against tradition, in sports, there's a lot of traditions in sports, and he did not place his hand on the Bible as he took the oath of office. And so I think that's the topic I'd like to bring up. What do you guys think of? What call would we make on that unusual situation?
Jesse, what you got?
I have a technical foul.
Boom!
I mean, hey, rules are rules. I mean, if you're swearing in and you say those magic words that are in the swearing in ceremony, but your hand is not where it needs to be, then my question is it a true swearing in? Because what did you just do? You made a mockery of something that, we as Americans, I suppose, we take that very seriously. For our incoming president not to swear in a proper manner.
All right. You got my game clock going, Jesse. You got my shot clock ready.
You got that shot clock ready. He could be going to ramble. He's going to dribble around the court. Here we go.
It is ready. Go ahead.
Until it goes off. But look, here's my thing about it. So I watched it. What we got a call, and what I thought was good that you referred to, Jesse, was a violation at the beginning of the tip-off. Right. So you got to have everybody properly set before you start a game. You can't have one guy who's jumping outside of the circle and the other guy in the circle, and not give him a chance to get ready, or the opposing team to get a tip off. You can't have, people offsides or not lined up or straddling the half court line, all these things. So you have to set the game off properly. I don't think I would call a technical foul, but as the official, as the mediator, I would just check to make sure everybody's ready. And from what I've seen, nobody checked to see if everyone was ready. The first lady, in my opinion, she wasn't set. She wasn't set. She wasn't set in her position and ready for the tip. I thought it was very kind of offensive to just bypass it and not have that in mind. And the oath that was given, how could it be upheld to the fullest extent if you didn't have your hand on the Bible? I mean, that's a serious principle when you're talking about bringing in a president.
There's the buzzer. Jesse just called the buzzer. So anyway, it was so out of the norm. And the only thing that I thought was beforehand, Donald Trump had chose the Lincoln Bible and his own Bible that his mom gave him. So he had two Bibles, the big Lincoln Bible and his Bible. And you nailed it. I think what happened was in the whole flow of things, and I'm not sure why, because those events are so scripted and everything's set up. But Chief Justice Roberts, who I admire, he's a great adjudicator like us, but he kind of was standing back. He didn't really approach Trump too much, and usually he will signal into the game like we'll signal a player. He did not signal into the game Melania, who had the two Bibles, and come forth. Now, that being said, I have heard, now I don't know if truth or fact, but I have heard that Donald Trump made the decision that he was not going to, but before he made the decision, again, this is hearsay, so I'm not going to make a call. He made the decision not to put his hand on the Bible. But For me, even before, good points we made about before the jump ball or violation is, in this case, because it's such a tradition in America that the national anthem is played, and you all know how we feel, and most of America feels if someone disrespects the national anthem before a game.
All right, so let's move on. We got one more topic I think we want to get to, and that's the birthright citizenship, right? And so I got a technical foul on that, unsportsmanlike behavior. I agreed, and I liked a lot of the executive orders. I like that America's only going to acknowledge two genders. I think that's fine. I think that's cool. I like the crackdown on the border and sending forces down there. I like that Trump went to North Carolina and went to California to sit down with the victims and the mayors and different people to figure things out on how they're going to finance the rebuilding of those states and the communities impacted. But for the life of me, I don't understand how someone who's an immigrant himself, basically, I mean, his grandfather comes here from Germany, right? And so the birthright citizenship is something that he benefits from, So I don't know why we would take that away from people, especially if you've come here legally and everything like that. So if you've come here and you're looking to become an American and have children here and start a family here, I think that you should have the right to become an American citizen if you're born within our borders, legally, properly. Everyone deserves that right, even a right that he benefits from.
There we go. Okay, my thoughts on it. This kind of reminds me of a situation where you got a coach, Donald Trump is the coach, and he's screaming at us as the refs, over the back, over the back, over the back, which for how many years has the concept or term over the back or the call over the back been clearly explained to coaches, that there is no such thing as over the back. There's either contact that's legal or there's contact that's illegal. And so I'm going to Donald Trump and I'm saying, Coach, that's not been around. That what you're trying to say is not acceptable on this court, you need to read the rule book. And in this case, Donald Trump needs to understand the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, where it says that it fully explains. Now, it's going to be challenged and go to court and all that. But what he's trying to do is also incite the fans. He's got fans behind him, and he's yelling over the back. He's saying, no birthright citizenship, no birthright citizenship. He's inciting the crowd against the officials, which in this case, we're in control on the court. Okay. Jesse.
I got a block, not a technical. I'm sorry. That's a block. You're blocking people. Here we go.
Block?
Jesse.
Okay.
Block. That's okay. Well, I have a 3-second violation, and I'll tell you why. 3-second violation happens almost every play if you go by the rule itself, because you literally cannot walk across the lane in 3 seconds. So as officials, we have to use just a little bit of common sense there. For me, my personal thing is that I will say to a guy, clear. If he clears, we're good to go. But if he starts out and then comes back in, then he is in violation for my 3-second call. And I probably call more technical fouls and more 3 seconds than anybody that's out there. Finally, with this birthright, I mean, you're either male or female. That's how easy it is for me. And I just move on from that point.
Okay.
There's nothing else. Time's up for me right now.
All right. Let's see. We got any other topics? We're moving along here. We got the shot clock, the comment clock by Jesse. Do we got anything?
I don't think we got anything else. I think if we could acknowledge MVP, I don't know who that would be. I do think that an important play would be to declassify those assassinations between MLK and JFK.
And Martin Luther King is in that list too. All
right,
three
MLK,
of them.
MLK.
That we'll be talking about that because I think they still have to review those documents, and that could be breaking news because we have to decide one day if there's some things in there that might cause chaos in America. I don't know if that's good. I think wisdom, discernment on the court is an important thing. We'll see. But my MVP, let me just make a suggestion, see if you guys agree. I'll tell you why first. It was a unified decision. I think everybody in America was positive about it, whether you're Democrat, Republican, or independent. And already this player has gone out there and scored for America, and that's the newfound Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, former United States Senator. The Senate 100-0 approved his confirmation as Secretary of State. He's already talked to Panama. He's talked to Canada. He's talked to Europe. He's talked to Ukraine. So he's on the court. He's playing. He's smiling. He loves the game of leadership, and I think he's doing a good job. So Marco Rubio is my recommendation, and hoping you guys, as we get together as referees, folks, you always see that when 2 or 3 referees get together trying to make the decision together. Do we agree on this? I hope you'll agree on this.
Yeah, we come together. I have no contest against it. I guess I agree. I didn't have MVP this week. I thought, things just haven't fell into place in this first week for me to say, okay, here's the MVP. But there's a lot of valuable players. There's a lot of big players at work. I seen the mayor and Trump sit down together. I thought that was great out in L.A. She was well-spoken, and different representatives that spoke on the behalf of the victims out there. So MVP can go to who was that? Marco
Rubio.
Let's give it to him.
Secretary of State. Jess, you agree?
I'll go along with it, but I have a question though. Was Marco a former governor of that great state called Florida?
Florida. He's from your homeland of Florida. Yeah, he's a senator from Florida. And
I got to go with the home state.
You got to go. You're going with the homeboy. Oh, is that favoritism, yeah. Justin? You think Jesse's saying he's going to favor the
conflict of interest?
The MVP is okay because there's no call.
No conflict.
When you wear these, we call that a conflict.
No conflict of interest on that because
it was not my nomination. Now I get to vote.
Yes. Yes. And folks, there we go. There you have it. Another episode of the Political Refs. Justin Criddle, Jesse Hall, myself, Dan Snell. We're going to go referee basketball. And as Americans, we're encouraging you, even challenging you. Pay attention. Get involved. Don't just listen to one social media group or the other, left or right. media. As an American citizen, dig into the facts, study, really don't just believe everything you hear, because you don't always want to do that. And just because for us, when somebody yells, traveling from the stands or a coach, that doesn't mean it's traveling. So when you hear something about politics and leadership, no, that may not be the case. So from Justin and Jesse and I, we thank you for joining us. Keep watching. Please share, like, and subscribe to this, and we'll see you the next time on The Political Refs.